Hey, what's up? It's been a minute. Welcome. Today I'm going to be doing fabric mods. I'm going to be looking over some fabric mods, my favorite fabric mods. I don't remember the amount. I put it in the title probably, but it's a pretty fair amount. I've looked through a lot of videos to get to this point, so I have a whole lineup of them through here. So let's get through them. First of all, we have apple skin. Apple skin is one of the favorites, one of the ones that you gotta have. I'm just gonna throw my inventory in there. But if I were in survival, then this food, oh, you nerd. Anyway, so if I were in survival and I didn't have hunger, then you can see that there we go. Down here, my hunger is lost, but a little flashing meat chop is showing, and saturation is showing here on what will be gained if I were to eat this, and as well as health showing how much health would be gained if I were to eat this. So if I eat this right now, that much health is gained, that much food is gained, and that much saturation is gained. Boom. There is some texture pack glitchiness here. Those weird black dots wouldn't show up, but yeah, that's about it with that. So let's get back in creative before we die to that little skeleton over there. So auditory. Auditory is an interesting one. It changes the sounds of some things within the game. It's not a huge thing, but if you listen closely, it's a bit different than it usually is. Or just a little bit different. Up to preference. It's one of my least favorite because it doesn't do a whole lot. Better third person or shoulder riding mod or whatever. So in F5 mode, this is the better third person. Alone, it's useful. It has your body move separately from the camera. So WASD controls where I move, but the camera controls where I'm literally looking. See, if I were to be looking to the left and my camera's facing this block here, if I were to click, boom, moves my entire body over to the block. So I can move backwards and even sprint backwards while looking behind me. It's honestly a lot more useful than you would think it would be, to be honest. But yeah, and then shoulder surfing is compatible with this mod. What shoulder surfing does alone is allows you to see over your shoulder. That's about it in third person mode. But with better third person, you're able to have both of these functionalities combined for an even better experience. You're able to see what you're looking at, basically. So I would say it basically integrates the third person into Minecraft flawlessly. And these, by the way, are all client side. These can be played within a server. Although there are a few exceptions that if you were to play this within survival, it might actually change bits of the game, but it can be used in a server if that makes sense without having the mods in it. So chat heads. Chat head's the next one. If I were to say, hey, you can see in the corner, my little head shows up next to the text that I sent. This mod is configurable. You can have the heads disappear separately from the text disappearing, stuff like that. But yeah, it's really cool. I feel like it's useful to point out who's saying what. And then craft presence. Craft presence is a Discord integration of Minecraft. I'm not going to show that. I might show it on screen, but I might not if I get lazy. It basically, Discord, it shows the game you're playing, and it's very configurable. You can have it say what dimension you're in, what server you're playing, what block you're holding, what animal you're murdering, you know, stuff like that. Very cool, very interesting. Easier villager trading. This one is more of a quality of life improvement, and you would probably have to ask somebody on the server if you're allowed to use this. But easier villager trading, you kind of normally you have to drag in the emeralds and you have to drag in the stuff, right? Or you have to click it and then click this thing and take it out. But for this, you just click on the trade and boom, automatically done. You can shift click it and as many as it can do is done. And yeah, it's a honestly quality of life improvement. I prefer it. Some people may not. It's up to you. And then effective. Let me test. Yeah, okay. So I believe replay mod, I'm going to show what this looks like better, but hopefully this can show. All right. I'm not sure if it will, but let's see. So it should, yeah, it kind of showed it. Not that well though. a little bit difficult to see. Hopefully replay mods show this better. Coming out of the water. And yeah, so it looks really pretty. It's just the water. There's no other effects with this mod. I believe items also, yeah, cause little plumes of water. It's not that big of a mod, but you know, it's just a little mini thing to look like the trailers, you know, make it similar. Anyway, Elytra chestplate swapper. This was pretty easy. I believe my keybinds conflict with the one that it's supposed to use. So let's go see what it's set to right now. So if I were to be holding this, then I can swap my chestplate and Elytra, but I think, yeah, I don't even have to be holding it. If it's in my inventory, does that do it? Yeah. So it could just be in your inventory, and you can press that button to swap it. Just a one-click press, and boom, 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 gone. A lot more useful than the current configuration in Minecraft. You would also probably have to ask server owners if you're allowed to use this mod, because it can be a little bit cheaty in PvP, but you know, up to you if you want to be a little bit cheaty, a little scandalous. Anyways, Illuminations. Illuminations is an interesting one. It can add fireflies at night, but I believe we're in a desert, so that won't really show up, but they're just little yellow dots. But also they can add cosmetics if you donate like $7, I believe. That's what those horns and things were. But in here, if we look for a Soul Sand Valley, okay, we found a Soul Sand Valley. Let's see if we can find any of these will-o-wisps. So that little blue dot isn't actually there. It's not like a mob or anything in the game. It just adds a cool effect of them flying around every so often within Soul Sand Valleys. And this, as well as fireflies, and in extreme darkness there is eyes in the dark, which can be a little bit terrifying. You're able to turn them off in the configuration settings. But yeah, it's honestly really pretty, and I would recommend anybody to use it, since it isn't like a huge change. It's not game breaking or anything. Just little mini changes, and plus you can get some cosmetics along the way that other people can see with the mod. So that's pretty cool. And then MiniHUD. MiniHUD is this top left thing right here that shows my FPS, the current time, in-game time, location, where I'm facing, client light, blah, blah, blah. Anything you want it to show. But other than just this little mini HUD, in a literal sense, in the corner, there are some options in the settings, which I believe if I go into here, I can go into mini HUD, settings, and then you're able to render light level or B counts or the spawning area around you for mobs. So if you're more of a technical player and you're like, oh, I want to make sure my base is lit up completely, or I need to make sure my mob farm is efficient and far enough away from any unlit areas, then it's a perfect tool for that. It is quite literally built for that. So, you know, use it. Let me do that real quick. Next up is mod menu. Mod menu is really good. So this right here, this mods button, is not in vanilla, well, fabric vanilla, I guess. It doesn't show all the mods as a list. You have to go individually in the files to change any settings. But with mod menu, it allows you to have a configuration option for all your mods, stuff like that, to be able to change settings in the mods. It's just necessary. You can't really do much without having it. Next up, not enough animations. So you might have noticed with this torch that I'm holding, it's a little bit different than it normally would be. Actually, that might have been a resource pack. It doesn't matter. So this climbing animation, when I climb this ladder, if you can see it that well, sorry, it's a little bit difficult, but I'm kind of like hugging it, you know, like actually climbing it. That is part of this mod. And then I got a boat and a map. So maps, you may be like, okay, cool, you're holding the map. But in F5 mode, boom, it shows the map. It has a rendering of the map. And with a boat, this part's actually really cool. It shows you actually rowing the boat with your hands. It's kind of cool. And if you were to hold the map in the boat, it renders the map while you're in the boat, so you can go in F5 and like see where you are on the map and stuff. If you're like trying to find buried treasure, you know, different little uses, little mini ones. But it's definitely interesting. It's got actually utility purposes, more than you would think. Physics mod. There was a zombie in here. Let me... Uh-oh. The guy died. Oops. But let's get the zombie in here. Right. Okay, so physics mod. This one's interesting. If you were to murder this zombie, you can set up different death animations or death physics things to happen. For me, I have it crumble apart without a texture pack that look normal, but yeah. And I also have the particles all like evaporate as if it's like an actual mob dying. But you can have them explode when they die, or you can have them the block pieces fall apart, similar to a skeleton. So if I were to do this, and then boom, and boom, and boom, and you see the head fell off, the body parts fell off, all that fell off. So yeah, that is very cool. And then the button is gone. Yeah, we got some TNT here. Let's hope this doesn't blow everything up. And you can kind of see the blocks have... Ooh, that was a little bit more than I expected. My computer's loading slow. But yeah, so mine, I currently have this particle effect of when it explodes. But you can have it be fractured. You can have the entire block stay intact as if they're like actually flying away, shooting off like little physics objects, bouncing off and moving around off of everything and off of you as well. But personally, I like that because it's easier on the computer and the eyes. But, you know, and hopefully replay mod. Hopefully I can show you a clip of that in replay mod. But ReiOne, it's this mod. Everybody's seen it before, at least once in their life. It has a whole list of every block. You're able to configure it so then it's scrollable. You can look at literally everything and see how it's crafted, see how it's smelted, see how it's whatever. And yeah, it's just useful. You gotta have this one. Honestly, I would recommend it. It's basically, it replaces the recipe book and the crafting table, but makes it even better. And, you know, many other things like that. Shulker box tooltip. This one's one of my favorites. This one's a must-have. So currently the way I have it configured, you can have it automatically show what's inside the shulker box like this. But personally I like it like this. So you can see if one's empty, one contains stuff, or 27 stacks. And if I were to hold shift, I could see what is inside of them. So this one has 2 cobblestone, 1, you know, rotten flesh, I forgot the name, and then a cobweb. And then this one over here has 1,000 cobblestone. And you're like, wait, how is that in one stack? Well, it condenses it so it's easier to like process, you know? Condenses all of the same blocks, so then you don't have to like be like, okay, how many blocks is that? Or something like that. But if you hold Alt, you're able to see the entire contents of the shulker box. So, you know, it can help you organize, and you really can't live without it. It's just so much easier. You have no idea if you haven't tried it out yet. Sound physics. Let's hope this translates over the video. But in this cave, if I were to break something, okay, see, this is the problem. In single player with physics mod, it actually applies physics, but when it's not in single player, it doesn't. With a bigger cave, you get more of an echo, but with this one, you can kind of hear it a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to hear, but it's just got reverberation. There's different, other than just reverberation, there's also like sound dampening, stuff like that. You know, it's an interesting effect on sound, and I would recommend getting it just because it really immerses you in the game. I didn't think it would be that useful, but it really makes you feel like terrified when you hear like a zombie echoing around the corner, and you're like, oh, I wonder if that's a spawner or a horde about to attack me. Anyway, Visuality. This one also had a skeleton in it, which is not good. I think it despawned. But as you may have noticed, when I spawn something, the little egg particles fall off of it. And if I were to hit the skeleton, little bone particles fall off of it. You know, like as if it's dying, like losing bones when it's getting hit. There's a bunch of mini things like that in the mod. Let me see. Oh, I put a sword in there. Doesn't matter. Anyway, that's Visuality. It adds little particles to things that are kind of cool, such as the spawn eggs or skeletons, and I believe some other things. voxel map. So this part, let me change my settings. So in the top right corner, you can see a little mini map, and you're able to configure this to show little mob heads of what's in your vicinity. But currently, because it's easier on my processor, I got just the simple version. And then you can press X to make it larger. You can press M to show the entire map of everything you've explored, your entire world. It's really exciting. You can zoom in and out. There's waypoints. You can share the waypoints with other people that have this mod. You know, just lots of little mini things. Pretty much any Minimap mod is the same thing. I would also recommend Zero's Minimap mod. I believe I used that in the past. I don't know why I chose this one. Honestly, I think they're about the same. I don't know. People can tell me off in the comments, I guess. Doesn't matter too much though. Wavy capes. Wavy capes is one of my favorites. You may have seen it when I was jumping in the water, but you can see the cape, instead of being the slab of cardboard that it usually is, it's actually wavy. It flows, you know? So if I'm jumping, it's got like a bend to it, like it acts like an actual cape. I prefer that over the normal capes, but you may not, so you know, you don't have to add that one. And then YDM's Weapon Master. So in F5 mode, if I were to have like a sword or shield or an axe of some sort, then these would all show up on my character. And it's not just one weapon like the last weapon you used or whatever, but instead it's all the weapons that are in your hotbar. So the sword is showing up on my left side, the shield on my back. I believe even if I have it at, no wait, no, never mind. Yeah, if it's not in your offhand, then it shows in your back. And then the axe is on my right side. And then, you know, sometimes if you get like a pickaxe, some of them show up on like top of each other. So then it's like you got a whole loadout actually on your person. So like the sword and the pickaxe are next to each other. But yeah, it looks really cool. And honestly, it's stunning. I don't really know. It's beautiful. But yeah, that should be all the mods. Thank you for watching. And I have a little sponsor segment. So let me get into that. All right. Hey, welcome. So this is my Minecraft server in which you're able to use any of these client-side mods on, just saying. But this part of the server is actually me and my girlfriend's world. So you won't be able to join us on this world. This is, you know, personal world. But I do have a main server that literally anyone, yes, you watching the video right now, can join. Just go ahead and enter the description down below, go into the Discord, get the IP, connect your Discord and Minecraft account together, and boom. You're free to play anytime. You can play with me. Let me go to the real world. Boom. So this is the other world. This is the main world that you would be on. And yeah, you can play with me and anybody else that's playing, and probably a few of my friends whenever this video gets up. But yeah, I'm going to try and be more active on here. It's going to be pretty much my main world. And yeah, so feel free to join. Go in the description if you can. We're trying to get as many players as we can currently. It's up to 60. And it's about like $12 a month. So I would like it if people actually played, so then I can keep paying for it and whatever. Also, make sure to follow the rules in the Discord. But yeah, literally anybody can play. Okay? Literally anybody. Also, don't murder everyone and destroy everything. That would not be nice. But other than that, it's just an SMP. Very vanilla. Nothing too crazy. I might add the better sleep, where it's like only one person has to sleep in order to pass the night. But yeah, it's really cool. We got some plugins in here, such as this tab one, but nothing that really shies away from vanilla. Also, save inventory is not a thing. Either way, doesn't really matter. I will see you all later. That is all for what I have to say. Thank you for watching. It's been a while. All right. Peace out. I did not click stop recording.